for. Also, thank you for the guys just got in with their equipment. They're slowly getting everything set up. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, please look back at all of the raffles that we've got going on. Also, we are going to have an auction with all homemade pies, cakes, brownies, lemon bars, and everything else in between. My hat's not going anywhere because it's named Kenny K. It's worth $50. No, I say it on my head. All right, so we're ready to do some Kenny K stories. Who would like to be the first one to come up? Chuck? You want to do our first to do our Kenny K stories? Come on, you got a bunch now. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Don then. This is Kenny's brother. This is Don.
Thank you, Roxanne. I want to thank everyone for...
Turn it up. Turn it up.
I think we have a limitation to the volume, so I'll just talk a little louder.
There you go. Sound like a Yankee.
So I want to thank everyone for coming to attend this celebration of life. I'm Kenny K's youngest brother, Don, or also known as Donnie. Oh, thank you. And on behalf of my mother, Pat, who's still alive in Wisconsin, and my brother, Tom, we want to again thank you and send our sincere welcome to the celebration. And Kenny, it was always a bigger-than-life individual for those of you that knew him, as well as think of him. And I know that he would love to have you guys think of all the fun and positive times that you had with Kenny, being at a band job, playing, singing, dancing, maybe even a little drinking on the side. That's always healthy for you, a little whiskey maybe. And you know, some of the stories that I can share with you comes from a different perspective. My brother Ken decided to leave home at 18 years old when he learned how to play steel guitar. And he was an excellent musician at a young age. I played concertina, and my other brother Tom, he played organ. And we were known as the Three Koloskis when we would go out and play for jobs in the Wisconsin area. And you know, it's funny because when Kenny got to hear a steel guitar, he grew up listening to the Grand Ole Opry. My parents would take us out dancing. We would be dragged along as little ones learning how to dance, all three of us. We listened to some of the greatest musicians ever growing up. And the first time Kenny came home and said, "Dad, I'm going to learn how to play the steel guitar," the Lord blessed him to meet a gentleman by the name of Ralph Hansel in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And Ralph was well versed with a lot of musicians out of Nashville. And we never really understood how much Ralph knew about music until one day Kenny got a call from Ralph and said, "Kenny, I want you to go pick up a musician who's coming to Milwaukee to play at the auditorium in downtown Milwaukee." Now, Kenny had a green Dodge minivan. And it was funny because Ralph just said, "Kenny, go pick this guy up at the Milwaukee airport." Okay, who am I looking for? Kenny got off the phone and Ralph said, "You're going to pick up Charlie Pride." Now, we thought he was joking because Kenny had a very strange sense of humor at times with us growing up. And Kenny went to pick up Charlie Pride in his green van, of all things, a Dodge van. Kenny came home after that little incident and dropped him off at the hotel. And he came in the house, and my dad was just, tickled pink and proud that he got to meet Charlie Pride. And we said, "Well, how did it go?" And Kenny said, "Well, Charlie looked at the van, looked at me, and said, 'I like your van. Let's go.'" That was kind of a short little conversation with him. But I will also tell you, over the years, we didn't get to see Kenny very often. Because when he hit the road as a full-time musician, you're not home very often. You end up giving up a lot of things as a full-time musician. I've been blessed. I've had my own band for 20 years. I play concertina, for those of you that know what that instrument is. I was hoping somebody would bring a concertina today because I'd play some polkas for you. And You know, there's always a little bit of regret as a brother because being the youngest brother, we never had a chance to record any music together. I've had my own recordings, I've produced my own albums. Kenny has been with some of the best musicians in the world. He's played with some of these guys, some of the best musicians in the world. And I know he's looking down right now and he's enjoying this because we got some good food, we got some good company, and good friends. And that really meant a lot to him. I've been called and contacted by people I don't even know. And I'm just so touched by that outrage of love. And I can't say enough for Roxanne and Lou and all those people that I don't even know your names that helped put this whole thing together, because living in Wisconsin for us and then trying to help with Marianne and making this happen, it was a stretch. And I can't take any credit for that, because you gotta, let's give an applause to Roxanne and the team that's doing all this, and these guys who are gonna play their instruments for you guys. And we hope you dance, we hope you enjoy it. I do have something that, kind of a funny, I guess it's several funny stories, but I'll keep this one a little bit short. The last time I got to see Kenny was I had a business trip for one of my jobs. And I said, Kenny, I'm going to be in Florida. Would you like to get together? And he says, well, you know what? That would be great. He says, can I stay with you at the hotel? And I says, well, my company's paying for the hotel room. You're not sleeping with me, so we're going to get a double bed. Because brothers don't like to sleep together. You know how that is. So he comes down, and he had a band job that evening, and he didn't have to drive back. And I went up to do my job. I'm an instructor. And I came back, and there's water pouring out of the bathroom, on the floor, onto the carpeting. And Kenny's out there throwing as many towels as he could on the floor. I said, Kenny, what the heck happened? Oh, Donnie, he says, I couldn't believe it. I jumped in that shower because I had to get cleaned up, and I forgot to close the curtain. I said, what? Yeah, he says, I'm really sorry. So the rest of that weekend, our hotel room smelled like a swamp, along with a few other things, but there's other funny stories I can share with you. I am going to walk around and try to connect with some of you, and we do have a sign-in guest registry, if you will. Back by the Bud Light sign, you'll see that. We hope you put your name down and any stories you might have or you're willing to share with us. That would be greatly appreciated. Before I get off the platform here, I do want to present Marianne with something. Sorry guys. When we found out that Kenny had passed, Roxanne did a great job of working with us, and my mother Pat and my brother Tom and I wanted to give Marianne something that she could carry close to her heart to remember Ken. So I'm going to set this down for a moment. I guess there's a funnier story than mine coming, so hold on to your hats. Who's coming up? Oh, really? You don't want me to sing, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Later. Would you share that with us?
How you doing? I'm the possum. So anyway, I got to play with Kenny K many times with Johnny Lingo and the Lingo
Over
brothers.
there, Possum, we can't hear you.
And so we had some great times and all that. And then I'm going to my favorite watering hole, Peggy's Corral. And I'm going to see, it's a Saturday afternoon. I know they got somebody up there playing. I don't know who. So I go up there and get me a beer and everything. I go, man, look at this guy. He's got a keyboard, man, a guitar, a harmonica. Man, there's only one guy up there. I'm like, wow, this ought to be good. So he's playing and everything. I'm like, man, he's really good. And I start looking. I go, oh my God, it's Kenny K. And I only mostly seen him play on a steel pedal, so he's playing the piano and guitar and all that and everything. And so after he takes a break, I go, Kenny, what's going on? Hey, what's up, Awesome? Hey, what's happening? And he goes, hey, did you bring your drums? And I go, well, I got my congas. Yeah. And he goes, yeah, go get them and bring them up. So we played the next 2 sets, and he was just amazed me. He was an amazing singer, an amazing player, and he let me play with him. It was just me and him up there. And we played for 2 sets, and people were clapping and everything, and I was like, at the end, I was like, Kenny, man, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. This place is my home. I've been coming here for 20 years. That felt really good, man. You're a really awesome player. And he goes, no, hold on, Possum. I appreciate that. But he goes, man, you're really good, too. And I had a good time. And I cherish that because he was such a fabulous musician. So I love you, Kenny.
All right, who's next? Come on down. We're probably going to get the big system fired up here in a couple minutes so everybody can hear better. Hope you're enjoying the food. And I can't think of an appropriate Kenny K story right now, but it'll come to me later. But he sure was talented, always had a smile, and there's never such thing as a short conversation with him. I learned how to become a better listener, I'll tell you what. I think we're going to play some music for a second, but I'm sure the mic will be available if someone wants to come up and share some great Kenny K moments. Oh, Roxanne.